Alright, now I'm going to talk about Venus, and to show off, I'm going to be using this mighty bean right over here. I like the pink in it, because when you look closely at some of Venus's stuff, it comes off as red sometimes, even as pink, depending on the storms that we have in there. Now, the reason why Venus is so hot in comparison to Mercury is because it has a lot of clouds that tend to collect in there, and it creates a nice little greenhouse effect. Is that effect that you get when you go inside a car without air conditioning? It heats up and it heats up until eventually you have to get out of the car. Now, for Venus, that is the very interesting thing. The heat doesn't get out at all, and it never will. It is also the second closest planet to the sun. Now, the sole reason why I chose pink is because it is named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty. Now, a year on Venus, which is 365 days for planet Earth, would be 225 Earth days. Remember, the rotation around the sun is what dictates a year. That is what creates all the seasons. But another cool thing to note is that because it doesn't rotate as much on Venus, there are no seasons. Alright, now we're going to go back to Mercury over here, and then we're going to add Venus, alright? The sun is right here, my head, okay? So when it comes to the temperature for Mercury, it would be 800 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we've got over here Venus. Now because of the clouds collecting all together and creating all the greenhouse effects right over here, the temperature in Mercury would be 896 degrees Fahrenheit. That is the reason why it is way hotter than Venus than Mercury, even though the sun is closest to Mercury. Now Venus, it would take 243 days just to rotate around its own axis. That is how long a day in Venus is. Now I'm going to use my big head to illustrate this. This is Venus, and then this is Mercury. When you see Mercury go around, it goes around in a clockwise way. The one thing that differentiates Venus is that it goes in a retrograde motion, which means it goes counterclockwise. It is the only planet to do so. Speculation for this is that at some point Venus might have hit a comet and created this rotation. And lastly, it turns out that Venus is known as the morning star and evening star. That means you can actually see it in the morning and also late, right before dark. The best way to look for Venus is if you were looking outward at night, you can see the moon. Now to the right side is a star. That star is actually Venus. It is very bright. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the videos that we've got coming up pretty soon.